Good evening to all. How's everybody doing? Good evening from El Salvador. How's everybody doing? It's nice to say hello to you guys. Good evening to all. We are located right now inside of the hotel room. It's nice to say hello to you guys. And I wanted to jump in here to tell you what has been going on in El Salvador. We arrived, first of all, we are in El Salvador in our basically our purpose to be right here in El Salvador is to prove to the world what Nayib Bukele it is doing for his country and how he has fixed it. He's a really special guy, as the opinion of the people from El Salvador. It is extremely important to show to the world what is he doing and how he is corrected uh, his his country, how he has eradicated almost 90% of the gangs inside of this country, and ultimately, not only that, how he has brought peace, security, and a future for his people. That is the most amazing thing. So we arrived on Sunday. We were really tired from our flight. We decided to just, lay back and rest for a little bit. My, colleague Ben Bergquam and myself for Real America Sports News, we decided to rest up. And today, we, basically started our day really early in the morning. We went for a morning jog. Like every time, me and Ben, when we are visiting different countries, we always go for a morning jog. And we came back and we went to the historic center, a plaza where they were doing a protest. And the weird thing about it is that they were protesting, a small group that was protesting against Bukele. The reason why they're protesting is because a lot of these protesters, it is family members from the gang members themselves, which it tells you that the third parties where they were receiving money, it is a reality. The study has shown that a lot of these people that they're protesting and they're saying that it's unfair what Bukele is doing, that he's locking up people that apparently they were not involved. It is, it's really hard. It's a small percentage of that. But the reality factor is that the gang members that they were leading the family was involved also in it. They were extortioning other businesses, that were extortioning other families. And ultimately, they knew that the leader of this gang, that it was the leader of the family, was giving them the ability to extortion businesses and also to have power over government. So that is why the cleanup of this country has been so radical and so important and so massive. Right now, as we are hearing statistics right here in El Salvador, more than 60,000 gang members are locked up in Secot. Secot, it is the biggest prison in Latin America against narco terrorism, and it is located in El Salvador. And imagine that, more than 60,000 gang members. Imagine how much of those 60,000 they taken away their lives of people, taken away the peace of people, and ultimately, not only that, but how much damage they have done for the youth, for the young kids, for also for the population, how many innocent lives they taken over, how many women they raped, how many violent crimes they have committed, the peace that they took away from the citizens. It was really bad. Today, we initiated our day by visiting several neighborhoods. The historic plaza from El Salvador was one of them. It was clear that we wanted to visit one of the places that it was released, and then they're now dancing in plazas. They have activities now at plazas, and a lot of the El Salvador citizens are telling us this was not normal for us. We are just experiencing what is freedom. What is freedom of insecurity? What is freedom of violence? What is freedom without a certain group that is terrorizing our lives? We're just starting to acknowledge what is that, and that is why they appreciate so much this president. It is unbelievable. But today also, we went to a neighborhood that it was controlled by the MS gang. It is called Ilopango. and we talked to several young people. The reason why I wanted to talk to several young people, it was because they are the future of El Salvador. And I wanted to know if these young people, they're thinking about migrating right now that Bukele came into office, and also what they think about other countries and other politicians in other countries calling Bukele a dictator. So I talked to several young people and I asked them about their lives, how it was before when Bukele was president. Before Bukele was president, there was some of them that were telling us this neighborhood that we are located right now is one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in El Salvador. A lot of massive killings were here, a lot of massive insecurity. You cannot dress a certain way. You had to have a really special haircut. There was a fight over the color of shoes. If you were wearing red color shoes, you will get immediately exiled or assassinated. And ultimately, also, that you cannot visit these kind of neighborhoods. They have an ID that is called DUI. So this is how crazy it was. Look at this. So if the ID shown that you were from the MS gang, but from another group, from another neighborhood, and then you were visiting, I don't know, your uncle in another neighborhood where another MS gang was, in power, the MS gang will actually stop you and they will ask you for your ID. And if the ID showed that you were from another neighborhood, that it was controlled by another gang, they will take away your life. That is how bad it was. It was really bad. We talked to a couple, a few young people, and it is amazing their opinion. The most amazing thing is what they think now about their country. And they ask you, I asked them, will you migrate to another country? And they say, no, I wouldn't. Now I have a future. Now I feel proud to be in my country. Now I feel proud to grow up here. Now I want to establish my future here. Now we have job opportunities. Now we have a place to create a future. And that was that had me at an impact amazingly because I wish that other countries like my country or Mexico had that ideology of President AMLO, but President AMLO, we know that he's a leftist. And Bukele is not also categorized as a right wing president. He's categorized as a person in the center that wants to do positive things for his people. The most amazing thing is the youth, how they have the perception of Bukele. And when we were talking to them, they were saying, he's the best president that has ever, he's offered us the future. It is amazing what he has done for us. I will not migrate at all. And then the next question that I asked it was, Will you? What would you think of the people that they have migrated into El Salvador? Do you think that they will come back to El Salvador? You know what they said? They said a lot of them they have been returning back, and a lot of them have been investing now. So you have now people from El Salvador coming back. They were located in the United States, that they ran away from fear, and now Bukele has brought those families back together because he's fighting violence, he's fighting crime, he's fighting the bad guys. And the only ones that they are against Bukele, it is the communist political parties in El Salvador. It is the globalist organizations that these NGOs and human rights activists, and ultimately the syndicates that they were getting money from several different extortion organizations. It is amazing what he has fought for. The strategy that he did, it has so much of an impact in the country. One of the other things that I ask is to the people, ultimately to adults, and also I will upload some interviews with adults also talking about the violence that they had. I talked to a teacher from El Salvador, but also to the youth. I asked, there's a congressional lady in the United States that her name is Hayapol. She's from the 6th or 7th district in Seattle. Complete, I said, from the Democratic Party. This is what she said. She said that the United States needs migrants to clean houses, but also she said that Nayib Bukele is a dictator. What is your thoughts on her saying that? These are young kids, 16, 17 years of age. These are not adults. This is what they said on camera. And this is for you, Congressional Lady Hayapol, and to all you people that you're calling Nayib Bukele a dictator, especially people in the Democratic Party. This is what they said. They said, you cannot say that when you have not lived it. I invite you to come to El Salvador and ask us what we have gone through. Nobody's forcing us to live in one way. Bukele is not a dictator. He has brought peace and security to our lives. The teacher, the mom of two young ladies, I asked her this question. There's a congressional lady in the United States by the name of Haya Paul. She said, and a lot of them have said, Alexandria Ocasio, all these leftist Democrats, they have said that Nayib Bukele is a dictator. What is your thoughts on that? She said, if I had a dictator, I will be obligated to do whatever they say. We have the freedom of voting. We have the freedom to choose. We have the freedom to live. We have the freedom to exercise our rights. He's not a dictator. They have the bad narrative and have a bad way of thinking. They're incorrect. They are so incorrect that they don't know what we have gone through. And one of the young kids said, I suggest to these people to be more compassionate about what we have gone through instead of making assumptions. Instead of making assumptions that Nayib Bukele is a dictator, be more compassionate about our lives. Please think about first what you're saying. This is how the left works. The left, they are the imperialists. These leftist progressives, they are the imperialists. They want to tell you how to live and ultimately how these countries are being run. The economy has grown, the tourism has grown, safety has grown. In the morning, we took a jog to a volcano nearby right here. We took like a 4 mile jog going uphill to a close to the bottom of the volcano right here. And as we were coming back, we asked the guy that is our fixer over here. And I said, we ran over there. And he said, Oscar, back in the day, you would have gotten assaulted. You would have gotten beaten down. And possibly you would not be alive if you would have done that run. Now, how was it? And I said, it was beautiful. Everybody was saying hello, good morning, running free in the streets. People, right now, I wish that I could show you. There's clubs open. Businesses are fluent. Businesses are making a profit. People are investing. People in downtown El Salvador, they have their businesses without being extortioned. And the gang members, now they're hiding from Bukele. They know that he's coming. They know that he's not playing around. They know that law and order, it is one of the first things that he's applying. Greatest president in the continent, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Whether if he is left, right, whatever you think about it, he has taken over the security of this country. And ultimately, another thing that I haven't told you guys, it is that the graffiti in these neighborhoods has been cleaned. They put cultural, uh, you know, uh, graffiti, cultural paintings. So you have given some young kids to create their art on places that they could not even create art anymore, that they were basically taken over by MS gangs. Now, a lot of the people, they're asking, what are they doing with these criminals inside the prison? And the taxi driver that I was interviewing, he was telling me a lot of people say that he's brutal on the prisons, but these were people that they were killing left and right, and they did not care about your security and your life. So one of the things that I show that I was so happy about is that in this prison, this Secot center of confinement, what he's doing is that all the schools that they need new stools, that they need new seats, that they need new places so they can put their books. Guess where they're building them? The bad guys inside of the prison of Secot. Not only they are making time for their crimes, but they're also making them work and providing for the country as providing utensils, making utensils, and ultimately building utensils for schools. It is a way to learn a lesson. Holy cow, it is a way. Holy cow, this man is so damn smart. So damn smart. I'm like, holy moly, man. It is on another level. How did he do it? By talking to several journalists and several people over here. Bukele he's a businessman. Kind of like the Trump ideology, never took a penny from his salary, and he's not taking a penny now. When he was the mayor of San Salvador, every single payment that he was receiving, he was giving it back to the community because he didn't have no necessity. He was a businessman. He had money. And now that he's president, he doesn't get no penny at all. He gives it back to the community. So he knows who to talk to the business people, to the people that they provide jobs, to the people that they control the economy. Those are the people that basically supported him to say, our country's going nowhere. Our country's going to collapse if we keep on doing what these gang members are doing to us. They're the ones that are controlling our country. We're not controlling them. They're controlling us. I think it's about time that we control them. And he started doing it. It is amazing. It is just unbelievable. I'm shocked. And it's the first day. Tomorrow, we have a busy week. Tomorrow we have a busy week to record on places. We're going to be, accompanying the national police from El Salvador as they're going to do some special operations. We're also going to meet some government officials and we're going to interview them how this strategy was handled and how they did it. Because that is so amazing for me because I come from Mexico, a place that is dominated by cartel. Of course, we're not going to compare the size of El Salvador in comparison to Mexico. The country of El Salvador is so small, and the gross domestic product is not even comparable to the United States or Mexico. But I believe that the manifesto has been put on the table. Whoever wants to take the example is right there. And it is a domino effect. If you want to tell me if this could be implemented in the United States, of course, start in Portland and from there go down, all the way down, eliminate Antifa, lock them up, or put them back into, you know, get them in the military, training, or let them, understand the value of their freedom. You start from Portland, and then domino effect to California, and then from there to Arizona, and then from there to Texas, and then from there like that, like that, like that, and it's going to happen. Eventually, it's going to happen. He put the manifesto on how to do it. How do you eradicate 60,000 gang members in one term? Of course, he's not going to eliminate the whole violence in just one term. But what he has done in just one term, it is revolutionary. It is never ever been done in the history. And you talk about to the people that is the most important thing. This is why all these leftist progressives that they're in Congress in the United States, their opinion in the United States, they're so imperialistic that they want to implement that mindset into the citizens over here in El Salvador. And when you ask the real people, that's why we're here, to see if this is true or not. And it is an actual fact. The man has changed completely the country. And not only that, the most amazing thing is that he's providing a future for his youth. The kids do not want to migrate from El Salvador, a thing that it was so normal before Bukele. People exiling in the first caravans, remember, the first caravans they started was caravans from El Salvador, not from Honduras. The first caravans that they started moving massively were from El Salvador because they could not take the level of violence and insecurity. It is so incredible what he has done. Amazing man. Amazing man. Another interview that we did an interview with an individual that it was in charge of social programs right here. And he said, 10 years ago, I came to this particular place that we are talking right now, Oscar. And I was approached by the gang members, and they told me, get out or you're going to get assassinated. I left, never came back. I came back when Bukele became president. And now I'm in charge of this beautiful plaza. I'm in charge of this folkloric dances and programs for children and for also for young people. We're creating programs. I'm working with the municipal government. They're working with us. We're creating an atmosphere, a family atmosphere. And another thing that it was amazing is when you talk to these people, they tell you it's because of the family values. Things. The most important thing is that family values are coming back to us. The teacher said one of the most a teacher that I interviewed, a woman. She said one of the most important things is that in our Constitution, it talks about the family values, talks about family, and we didn't have that before Bukele, and Bukele brought the family integration again into our country. El Salvador is majority conservative. They're Catholic, they're Christian. Another thing that I saw is that the majority of the statues right here in El Salvador, they have God, they have Jesus, they have statues of Jesus, statues of the Bible, statues with paragraphs of the Bible. Those are things that I'm amazed. Like, how in the hell it got to from evil to God? And it is clear and simple. Bad leaders create bad governments. Bad governments create bad people. Bad people create violence. Creating violence, you create an horrible atmosphere. Creating a horrible atmosphere, trafficking, drugs, all types of stuff. Good leaders change the country. Good leaders provide future. Good leaders provide freedom of choice of religion. Good leaders bring God back to the country and families. That is what it is about. The United States of America is going through a phase right now in Mexico where they have bad leaders, incompetent leaders, lying leaders. That's what they're going through. And the example is in this small country that has the best president in the continent. And a lot of them are categorizing him as the best president in the world. A lot of them. This president, it has more close to 90% of approval of the population to get reelected. How in the hell that happened? How? How that happened? Why the people want him so much to stay? He's so young, full with ideas, and it is an example that every country should change the perspective of having an elderly president. A young president surrounded by intelligent people, surrounded by good leaders and good role models will create a better future for your country, safer, modern, and advanced future for your children. It is an example that we're not far away from choosing young people also, fresh people, that we can understand that if you choose an experienced president, surround him by young people so they can create young ideas and the country can move forward, not these dinosaurs that they want communist, leftist, progressive, Marxism. All the people that we interviewed. Now, another thing that I want to drop before I go to your comments, we saw three, five migrants from Venezuela over here in El Salvador asking for money in the streets. One of the questions that I asked, And one of the questions that I forgot to ask, first I interviewed a family and I asked them, what do you think about President Bukele? And they said, "Phew, I admire you. Migrants from Venezuela, that they're coming from a communist country, they're telling about Bukele. I admire you. You're a great president. We wish that we had you in Venezuela as a president." Also, I asked this question. If Bukele was president in Venezuela, will you go back to your country? And all of them, they started laughing like, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I don't want to leave my country. Again, I go with the idea. Bad leaders create bad governments. Bad governments create violence. Bad governments create insecurity. Bad governments, they don't create future. Bad leaders, they don't create future. Good leaders, predominant, young leaders, they create ideas, good future, surrounded by intelligent people with great ideas, family, God ideas. This is the huge problem. A lot of the countries that they are ruled by leftist communism, they're fleeing. They don't want to be in their country because of the insecurity, the lack of jobs, and also the progressiveness of thinking that social programs all the time, giving them social programs is the solution. You have to make people productive. And Bukele has done that. Now people have jobs. Possibly the economy is not as they want it to be. An impactful economy that has a first class economy is changing. It's changing. It is just really important to show. And to this congressional lady Hayapal, we got a surprise for you. We got some people that they have the ability to speak English over here. And we're going to talk to them and we're going to show you what you said on camera and let them say things about their opinion on what you said, that you called Bukele a dictator. And to all these leftist Democrats in the United States that they're calling Bukele a dictator, I'm just going to put a video to say, what is your opinion on this? They're saying that your president is a dictator. I'm not going to put words in their mouth. Let them explain by themselves. Let them teach you that you cannot say what a country is being run, how a country is being run, and how a country needs to be run when you don't even live in this country and when you haven't even put a step in this country to know what is going on. Sitting down in your congressional seat like a boss, like a king and queen, doesn't give you squat of freedom to say how people should be living their lives and their opinion of their own president in their own country. It's so amazing what he has done. And it's the first day, you know, it's the first day. And one of the things that I forgot to ask is to the migrants, if it is so good over here, why you don't stay over here? But I know that they're going to answer that they have family in the United States and they want to go. The idea of the fake idea and the smokescreen idea to create the road, the most, the pathway of hell that is through the Darien, through Central America, and all the way to the United States to migrants. That the United States is the solution for everything. It is, a false narrative of the Democratic Party in the United States, but also just to tell you we have hope. This is what we came for here for you guys, to tell you that there's hope. There's hope. There's a man over here in a country in Central America that he loves family, he loves God, that he loves law and order, that he can fix a country fighting the evil and the bad people, and that there's hope. There's hope for Mexico, for my country, that one day we will get a president like that he can fight the cartels and the organized crime, and he can provide so beautiful of a future for our Mexican nationals, so they will not leave their country, they will not migrate, and ultimately they can stay in their country and provide jobs and live happy in their country. There's hope. There's a man over here that is being attacked by globalist organizations, that is being attacked by progressive liberals from the United States also over here. Of course, their political interest is one of the most important things. They want the radicalism all the time, anarchism all the time. And this is what the United States needs also. A man like this. It is so important to know what is going to happen in the next elections of 2024. The next elections of 2024, one of the most important elections is the Venezuela election, the Mexico election, and the most important of all, the United States election. If the United States people do not understand that the only solution for your country is to bring back God into your house, to value your Constitution, to bring back God into the communities, to give the power to law and order, but ultimately to value the word freedom. If you don't understand what is at stake, I don't know what to tell you. But there's always one guy that is going to come and bring hope. A lot of people in El Salvador thought that they didn't have a future, that their country was lost. Nobody wanted to live here. Everybody was getting extortion. Everybody was getting threatened. The ladies were getting abused. They didn't have no future. All of a sudden, a guy by the name Najib Bukele came and he fixed it. And he's fixing it still. So it's never late to choose a good leader. That is what we need. Good leaders. Good leaders. That is what we need. We don't need rich politicians that they want to make a profit out of themselves. We don't need corrupt politicians that they're continuously pushing their narrative and their agenda. We need good leaders that they want to do good for you and for whoever it is. We need good leaders. It doesn't even matter who it is. It doesn't have to be one specific person. Whoever you think that is a good leader for your country, that is what you need to choose. Look what is happening to the United States. You got a president that doesn't even know where he's going when he's standing at a press conference. Doesn't even know what he's saying. He doesn't even know how to walk up on a plane. He lied to every single person that is out there. Kamala Harris also. Complete disaster. Look what they're doing right now to El Paso, Texas. Look what Veronica Escobar has done to that beautiful city. They have declared a state of emergency because of the massive influx that is going through right now over there. All the places that they are a complete disaster. The majority of them are blue states. And it's not even a lie. It is a reality. Higher crime, higher insecurity, higher violence. And now, what it has been doing and what has been happening over here in El Salvador, it is a reality. Every minute of this day, I was excited, and it brought some hope to me. Imagine how I felt. I'm 42 years old. When I was talking to this 17-year-old, he gave me hope that my country of Mexico also can be fixed. He gave me hope that there's somebody out there that is going to come and fix our country in Mexico. And also in the United States, our neighbor. There's somebody out there that is going to be a great leader and provide a great future. There's somebody out there a 17-year-old giving hope to a 42-year-old because the way that they felt, the way that they were talking about their president, the way that they were reflecting about their president, the way that they were referencing about their president, the way that they were expressing about their president, and not only that, the way that they were expressing about their future. Young kids saying, I don't want to go to the States. I want to stay over here. Why should I go? I got a future over here. Now I can study over here. I can go to school. These are the kind of things that a lot of progressive liberals in the United States have a lot to think about, and they don't realize that they have a lot of freedom. And over here, that freedom has already been given. Communism is not the solution. Socialism is not the solution. Good leaders, good governments, it is the solution. And the people that they make the decisions. And this is the most amazing thing for God to say this. This is really important. This could not work. And all of the authorities that we talked to today, they that they could not be on camera. But a lot of the military we talked today, we talked to some military, they said that the most important thing is that the citizens have helped a lot. If it wasn't for the collaboration of the citizens, this wouldn't work. So you're talking about that the president cannot do it on his own. Of course he's not. He put the solution on the table, and the citizens made the solution to happen. This is for you, United States of America. If you have a good leader in the next election, he's going to put the solutions on the table. Don't be pampered. Go out there and make the solutions happen and collaborate and be effective and be active and be good, because he's putting the solutions on the table, but it's also your job to also find a solution and to help to your country to be better, and to all, you know, Mexican people. The solution is on us. And what has happened in El Salvador has not been from one man. Every single government people that we have talked to, they said, if the people will not have collaborated, this will not happen. It tells you that the people were tired about the insecurity that they were living consistently over here. Last thought. Today we were traveling, my colleague and brother Ben Berquam and myself. We have traveled to many countries, uh, bringing you guys reality and truth of the news. Countries that I have traveled: Guatemala border, Honduras border, uh, Cucuta border, that is Colombia with border, Venezuela border, Panama border, and now El Salvador border, and El Salvador country. So amazing. Real America's Voice News given me the opportunity. I'm so grateful for the owner of Real America's Voice News. Sir, you already know how I appreciate you so much. You have provided for me this way for us to be the communicators of people and to bring the truth and light of what's happening. What we did in Panama with the military of Panama was amazing. Center Front guys are so incredibly amazing, and we put on camera. Nobody has ever done that, to put on camera the assault and the abuse that has been happening inside the jungle, the Darien jungle. We crossed the Darien. We were doing it backwards, and we accomplished to record the assault that they were doing on migrants, these three criminals that they were assaulting. And we're part of this. Real America's Voice News has given me the opportunity. Ben has given me the opportunity to be part of this, and I'm so grateful for this. Independent media needs to be supported. Independent media is where the reality and truth of the news. This is why the mainstream media is so afraid of people giving us the word and the power of speaking. This is why we get censored. This is why a lot of people get deplatformed. This is why you got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying that deplatforming, it is a good thing. So taking away the freedom of speech of people and just imperialistically just want to put your narrative on other people's mind, that is the solution for these kind of communist, progressive, Marxist people. Mainstream media, they're afraid of what independent individuals are doing. I believe that Tim Pool was the one that started this movement. Great guy. Started doing it independently, and now he has progressed into a movement that is huge. A lot of people are putting attention to independent media because it is not sugar coated. It is the way it is. You cannot hide the truth when you're seeing it, and we put it out there the way it is. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. Uh, we are live right here from the country of El Salvador, and I want to give a quick shout out to the customs migration agents from El Salvador. Thank you so much for receiving me into your country so gently, and you guys were so polite. Even with a smile, you received me in your port of entry. That is a good government, good leaders. They change the attitude of people. It changes the perspective of loving your job and loving what you do now. Instead of saying, I'm going again to work, and oh my God, all of the people in the airport, they were really polite. They were really nice. They enjoy what they're doing because they have a good leader now. People can go safe back to their homes without being extortion, without being assaulted, without being robbed. So a quick shout out to the customs and border agents of the airport, as everybody was really nice and they accepted me as a Mexican national coming into your country. God bless your dear hearts, every single one of you. We are going to be bringing live videos. Watch Real America's Voice News. We were today with hits on uh, Steve Gruber, Mr. Grant, and the Late Evening Show, and also Ms. Miranda Khan and Ms. Dr. Gina. We were with them, uh, you know, uh, today live as we were doing several hits. Tomorrow we got a really busy day. It's almost 10:30 at night over here. I have to wake up early, so I am going to bed early, take a quick shower. I wanted to do this quick live video. I know that I have been doing a lot of Spanish videos. The reason why I have been doing a lot of Spanish videos is that because Ben is doing all the English right now, I'm doing the Spanish. And for people to understand, I want to reach the Spanish population. That is where we have a lot of the problems. And I think that we need to talk to them directly and explaining to them also directly what we need. Every country in my platforms in Spanish, they're saying they want a Bukele in their government. What does this tell you, people? It tells you that if they had a good president and a good leader in their country, mass migration wouldn't be happening, and all these NGOs wouldn't be profiting out of human misery. That is the reality. Give it a like to this video, share this video, like this video on YouTube. Get it a like, give it a like button right there. Hit that like button on Facebook. I will accept a couple of questions. We are 44 minutes into this live feed, so I will accept a couple of questions or a couple of comments. If you guys want to ask a question or a comment, I'm right here for you guys. Say hello to the people at YouTube and say hello to the people at Facebook. All of you, good evening to all of you. If you guys want to ask a question or a comment, I'm right here for you guys. I'm live from El Salvador. Uh, do, do you all communicate with the U.S. governments? It's a comment right here. Did y'all communicate with the U.S. government and governors? What is the communication with Greg Abbott? Practically no, I do not. I don't know, Ben. But I know that they are watching what we're doing. And ultimately, they're watching the reality of what we're exposing. And they saw what we did in Panama. That is obvious. What happened in Panama, that we exposed these people, that they were being robbed and abused. 3 days later, Alejandro Mayorga showed up in Panama. So we know that they're watching. So that's my answer to you. What's Ben's last name for Rumbo to watch? Bearquam. If somebody wants to put his name right there on the message box, it will be good. Miss Jan says, "Have a great live. Hope you get good night, Oscar." Thanks so much, Miss Jan. Comments, questions that you want to ask about this live feed, I'm right here for you guys. If you want to ask a question, go ahead. before I go to rest. It has been a long day and a long, flight. So, whatever questions you want to ask before I go, can you get a chance to talk to the president? We are in the talks with that. So, we are pending on that. Uh, questions, comments, comments before I go. Good evening to all of you. Say hello to all of you. Can someone go to jail for what they have done? I don't know what you're referencing to, but questions, comments, referencing to our trip into El Salvador and to also to Nayib Bukele's work. I'm right here for you guys. If you want to ask a question, uh, will you vote Trump in office? I cannot vote in the United States. I'm not an American citizen. I'm a Mexican national. Would be great if you talk to Bukele and let him know that we appreciate what he is. He knows. Believe me, he knows. He knows. He knows that a lot of the people in the United States now they are appreciating him, and that the change that he has brought to his country has an impact all around the world. All around the world. Questions, comments. Again, I'm giving you guys the opportunity to ask me questions about this situation in El Salvador and also about Bukele. You're amazing. I appreciate all that you have done. I'm glad your Darien video made it to Congress. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I did. Our video, Ben Berquam's and my video, and the network and all of us. It's a team effort. It is not. There's no I in team. So I believe that is all the Real America's Voice News border correspondents. That is all of us. Anthony Agüero, my brother Anthony, Alden Cabello, Ben, and myself. Please tell me about the daily lifestyle in El Salvador. Well, it has changed. A lot of people get up, they go to work, normal. Like the freedom that you have to go to work, to get up early, to get your car, things that you think that they are normal in your country, they were not normal over here. You would not have the freedom to just pick up your car and go to work or to come back home at peace. Uh, you will always, have a problem, with that. So it's a completely different perspective now. That thing that you called normal, it was not normal over here. It was not happening over here. Questions, comments? Is the president of El Salvador as great running his country as he appears to be? Yes. To what I've seen today and what all government, few government officials, they have told us, the military officials, extra official, conversations, and also national police, what they have told us, yes, it has been a complete drastic change and a change for a positive. And also the youth, the young kids, the people that they have small business, small mom and pop businesses, all of those people are profiting out of this law and order situation and bringing God values into the country. So, yes, it is a reality, and we're going to show more of that. These couple of interviews that we have on this, I just showed one interview, and it's in Spanish, Hopefully, I will get the subtitles in the interviews so you can understand what this is really hard. My manager is doing the best that it can be done with these videos. It's really a lot of work to be putting subtitles in it, but ultimately, I will ask Ben when I was doing the interview with him to give me some video of him that it has bilingual questioning. Questions, comments, last questions. So God bless you guys. 51 minutes going in. I wanted to do this live feed to have a conversation with you guys. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Rest up. Let's pray together. Let's pray. Lord, as we are staying today in El Salvador, I ask you for your blessings and your protection as we are walking where there was a lot of evil. And thanks to you, this country has a great leader that is providing a future, and your angels are protecting every single day this beautiful country of El Salvador. Lord, I ask you, please, to provide a good leader for our countries as the United States and Mexico are suffering of bad leadership, and they're suffering of bad leaders, that they are bringing evil also in bad values and family values into our countries. Lord, I ask you, please, for to our countries to be safer, to have you in every school, in every community, in every house. You are the change, nobody else. You are the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. You are the solution for us. You are the ones that provides us to breed and to not breed. You are the ones that provides us to feel a heart and to not feel a heart. You are the solution, Lord, you and only. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you guys. Take care. Have a blessed night. Stay safe. God's plan is our mission. Remember that.